no way to succeed here. And I'm exhausted. Just feel so alone after divorce. It feels like there's no one in this world who's out there thinking about me at this time, you know? I'm just trying to go through this life and I'm all alone and I don't have friends, I don't have family, and I
am bleeding money, so I just want to be happy.
At first, it looked like she had made a careful choice in the middle of a painful divorce battle in Nevada. She pushed the separation forward, believing it was the only way out. But later, pieces of her story began surfacing online. And what once felt private slowly turned into something the public could not ignore.
Story short, in March of 2025, my husband and I had been separated for 9 months, and then he was diagnosed with terminal cancer. I decided to get back with him and be his primary caregiver so that my kids could have him as long as possible until he died. I started to do a deep dive on our finances because I knew that I was going to be the only person financially supporting our family of 5. And I also knew that the medical bills were going to start rolling in and we were going to be in a massive amount of medical debt. But as I was going into his finances, I discovered that he spent $50,000. That's 80% of his annual salary on strippers in a 5-month time period during our separation. And in case you didn't do the math, that's $10,000 a month on strippers. Given how much he'd taken from our children's future, there was no way that I could continue to stand by that man and take care of him through cancer. So I got a quick divorce from him and gave him back to his parents to take care of. Nevada is a 50-50 state, so I would have been half responsible for his debt. But we stipulated in the divorce that he took responsibility for all of the debt he created. And that's how I was able to break free from it. Knowing that he was terminally ill and also probably feeling a little bit guilty and remorseful, he left me the family home to live in with my kids. There was a stipulation that if I ever sold the home while he was still alive, he would get 50% of the equity. Now that his remorse is waning and his parents are in his ear, making him feel less guilty for the things that he's done, his father hired a lawyer and they're now arguing all of the points in the original.
She wasted no time ending the marriage and closing that chapter legally. But the story did not end there. What happened during the separation would later come back with a much heavier meaning.
To vent about how difficult it can be to do almost anything with your contentious co-parent. We had a parent-teacher conference today for one of our kiddos, and just like being in the same room as him makes me tense. Like, I just wish that we could part ways forever. Unfortunately, our wagons are hitched because we had these kids together. But does anybody else go through this? Just the normal life things with your kids and your co-parent, and you just wish that you could kiss them goodbye for freaking ever.
In her mind, the goodbye had already happened, but the courts kept pulling her back into a pain she was trying to escape. And after the divorce, the silence around her only grew louder.
just feel so alone after divorce. It feels like there's no one in this world who's out there thinking about me at this time, you know? I'm just trying to go through this life and I'm all alone and I don't have friends, I don't have family, and I don't know how people get through this.
Is anyone post-divorce just struggling hard this holiday season? I am finding it so difficult to find the joy and provide it for my kids. I am trying very, very hard. Some of you know that my ex-husband is in Colorado for multiple myeloma treatment, and I have been a full-time single mom for a few months now, and I'm just tired. He was supposed to be back already, and he's not really giving us play-by-play updates. He's just updating us on the day he's supposed to be back. I won't be back. And the uncertainty is so hard. And on top of that, he has me wrapped up in court and legal stuff. And I am bleeding money. So the holiday season is very sparse this year, and it's not going to be like the ones the kids have had in the past. And that makes me feel guilty. But I just need a break. I need something good to happen. Every day I struggle at some point of the day just to put one foot in front of the other. And I'm so depressed, and sometimes I have suicidal ideation. And I know this is all chemical. It's all up here. And I'm working with my psychiatrist and my therapist, and my meds are being adjusted constantly. But I just want to be happy again. And I know that's an inside job. I know it's a choice, but my brain chemistry right now is not there. I hope you're doing okay this holiday season, whatever you're pushing.
She felt like sympathy was surrounding him while she was left standing by herself. He was going through chemotherapy, yet the lack of updates made everything feel even more uncertain. And then the question becomes unavoidable. After everything that happened, what did she truly expect would come next?
There is so much mental and emotional load that goes along with being a full-time single mom. And right now I'm just in survival mode. There's just so much to think about all the time. And the kids have to grow up so much faster than they would if all of this wasn't happening. Recently there was a picnic at school during school hours. Why do we have to have picnics during school? The kids would be fine if they never had a picnic at school. But I'm a full-time working mom, and I don't have time to take off for the picnic. And it hurt my heart thinking about my kids being one of the few without a parent there. And I don't have a lot of time to take off, and I can't be taking off for damn picnics. And I worked hard with my supervisors to be able to flex my day, and even that was a problem. And I had to get the meals and remember the blanket and be there in time for multiple different sessions because they can't all come out at the same time. It just feels like there's so many decisions when you're alone. And it feels like no matter which decision you make, something is going to fail. You are not going to give your full self to something or anything. There's no way to succeed here. And I'm exhausted.
Hi guys, it's been a while. I wanted to update you on the status of my divorce. If you've been around here, then you remember that my ex-husband filed a motion to the court to set aside our divorce decree last fall. We had that hearing and the judge ruled in my favor that we would not set the divorce aside. I got to enjoy the peace and quiet after that for a few weeks until I received another motion stating that he appealed the decision to the Supreme Court. And that's where we're at now. The options are to settle outside of court, and now he's even being more unreasonable than the first time around. Or we take this all the way to the Supreme Court, where they could remand the original decision, in other words, overturn it or keep it. If they remand it, then we may have to go back to district court and have a trial for the actual divorce. In other words, the court has to hear the divorce from the very beginning and basically make all of the
At the center of this case is a broken marriage, a fight over money, and accusations tied to what happened while they were apart. He is facing a serious illness, but he has also taken the battle back into court. Now the timeline comes under pressure. When did she leave? Why did she return? And if the money had never become an issue, would this story have ended differently?